Hey guys, welcome back to Honey Money SG. My name is Christopher, and in this video, I will go through my dividends received for the full quarter of third quarter 2021. And a quick disclaimer here that this video is not sponsored by anyone, neither is it considered financial advice, so just treat everything as entertainment purposes only. Now, if you haven't watched my earliest video on my REITs portfolio, then I recommend you to watch this video on this link right here to see why have I invested in these REITs and can maybe help you understand a bit better about the REIT investment in Singapore. And if you're interested to start investing but still don't know which broker to use, then I'll highly recommend you to start with MooMoo brokers or Tiger brokers because you could get your one free Apple stock worth up to $140 USD. So do use my referral link. So with that, let me start off with the portfolio updates after June 2021 to show you the actions I have taken after I made this video about my first half of 2021 dividends from my REIT portfolio. So in my earlier video here, you can see that my second quarter 2021 total dividends will come up to $472.54. And my REIT portfolio size at that time was 44,000 Singapore dollars. And here are the following actions that I have taken after that period of time. Number one, I added 1,000 units of Keppel DC REIT, ticker AJBU, at a price of $2.50 in July 2021. I felt that it was really oversold at that point in time, and it was in July, so it will be eligible for another dividend payout in August. I also added 259 units of Mapletree Industrial Trust. That's from my rights issue or preferential offer exercise, which I already shown in my earlier video that I only gotten a miserable 259 units from that offer. And as of this video recording date, I believe Mapletree Industrial Trust is hovering between 2.8 and 2.9 Singapore dollars. So with all the additions and I have not sold off any units of my REIT portfolio, my REIT portfolio has now grown to 50,000 Singapore dollars, which is still considered quite small compared to my US portfolio, which I haven't reviewed yet. Okay, but the point here is the dividends, right? So let's get to how much dividends I received for this quarter. Starting the third quarter with the month of July, as usual, the month 1 of July, we won't receive any dividends because all the companies are doing their earnings release or their results on the first month of the quarter. So July being the first month, we won't have any dividends distributed by any of the REITs. So moving on to next month, let's go to August, where I received my first dividend payout from ticker BUOU, Frasers Logistics and Commercial Trust, or FLCT in short. Okay, so for FLCT, Frasers Logistics and Commercial Trust, because they only update the results every 6 months. So this was their 3Q 2021 business update. I just want to have a quick run through of that. So this is a quick portfolio highlights and key highlights that you would expect. So you want to see like their portfolio rental reversion has went up, and then they have some acquisition growth, they have some capital management strategies in place, and this is their occupancy rate. Less than 4% of their properties are vacant, so nothing much in the business update. You just want to make sure that they are really performing. And in terms of the dividends, right, they will not announce any dividends for that quarter unless it's an advanced distribution, which is what we can see here. So for this time, you see that they have this advanced distribution for the period between April 1st to 2nd of June. And that was 1.31 Singapore cents, which I have just received. So on the 24th of August, I received a total of $0.0131 per share. And for my 3,000 shares, this is the amount of dividends I will get for my FLCT REITs, which is $39.30, so not a lot. Which brings me to my next REIT that paid me dividend in August. That is stock ticker C2PU, Parkway Life REIT, or P Life in short. Okay, moving on to Parkway Life REIT in the investor presentation, which was released in 27 July of 2021, and that was the 2Q21 results. Okay, and let's take a look at the DPU, right? So they mentioned that there's continued recurring DPU growth since IPO. Alright, so the DPU for 2Q21 was 3.38 cents, and the DPU from recurring operations has grown quarter on quarter by 0.7%. So if you compare it to last quarter, it has grown by 0.7%. And if you compare it to the previous year, it has grown by 4%, which is quite amazing, right? And this was because of the contribution from the acquisition of the Japan's nursing home, and also the absence of one-off COVID-19 related relief measures that were retained. Yeah, so if you want to read more about this, you can read their presentation slides, but I'll just focus on the DPU for this video. So with the very strong growth in both the results and the DPU, I got $0.0338 per share, and multiply the amount of dividends by the number of shares that I have, which is 3,000 Parkway Life REIT shares. I will get a total of $101.40 from P-Life REIT dividends. And if I sum up the two dividends received in August, total will come up to this number, which is $140.70. So with that, let me take you to the next month, which is September. How much dividends have I received? So on the 3rd of September, I received from this stock ticker, ME8U, Mapletree Industrial Trust, or MIT in short. Alright, next up for Mapletree Industrial Trust, I already have this one whole video dedicated for this, but this time I just want to focus on the dividends, right? How much dividends have they given and what was the growth? Okay, so if you compare year on year, this is statement of profit or loss. Previously, last year they were paying around $2.87, but this year they are paying us 3.35 Singapore cents, and that represents a year-on-year growth of 16.7%, which is really impressive, right? Double-digit growth on the dividends. And even if we look at the quarter-on-quarter, distribution per unit has risen by slight 1.5%. So last quarter was 3.3 cents, now it's 3.35 cents. Not bad. One quarter later, we still have an increase in distribution or the dividends. So that's for Mapletree Industrial Trust. But if you want more information on this slide, do look at my one whole video dedicated for Mapletree Industrial Trust results right here at this corner. And with that strong results, they were distributing $0.0114 per share, and multiply that with my 5,259 shares, I will get this number, which is $59.95. The other $0.0221 per share have been advance distributed in 28th of June earlier, and at that point in time I only had 5,000 shares, so the number is a little bit different, but still not too bad. I received a total of $110.50 in the advance distribution. So once you add up these two distributions together, then you'll get the complete total quarter distributions from Mapletree Industrial Trust. Secondly, let's go to AJBU, Keppel DC REIT, or KDC in short, which paid me dividends on the 6th of September. Okay, for Keppel DC REIT, this first half results was released on 26th of July 2021, and just take a look at some of these highlights, right? So you can see that these are the key highlights. Occupancy remained high at 98%. Continued dividend growth. Okay, for the first half of 2021, that's 4.924 cents, which was 12.5% above first half 2020's DPU. So year on year, they already grew like double-digit percentage growth on the DPU. And based on the market price of $2.49 in 30th of June, the annualized dividend yield is around 3.96%, slightly lower than 4%. But because this is a much defensive REIT, that explains the really lower yield on the dividend side. Okay, but if you want more presentation on this Keppel DC REIT, do read through their presentation slides. I believe they cover a lot more information. So with that strong results of Keppel DC REIT, I have received $0.04924 per share. And with my 3,000 shares right now, multiply them together and I will get $147.72. And lastly, on the 7th of September, ticker M44U, Mapletree Logistics Trust, or MLT in short. Mapletree Logistics results, which was released on 19 July 2021. If we look at the year-on-year performance for DPU, last year it was around 2.045 cents, and this year it will be around 2.161 cents. Represents a 5.7% year-over-year increase on the dividend growth, which is good, right? We want to see positive dividend growth year on year, and Mapletree Logistics Trust has done it, so good job to them. But if we look at quarter on quarter, there's actually not much difference, because 2.16 cents versus the 2.16 cents this quarter is flat. But if we take a look at the divestment gains, if we exclude them, then you can see that there's a slight growth in there. But in actual terms, we are still getting the same number, which is 2.161 cents. So I already have one whole Mapletree Logistics Trust video dedicated to explain the results. You can take a look at this corner over here. I'll share the link there so you can take a look at how I thought of their results. So MLT has been really stable as well with the strong business, and he has paid me $0.02161 per share. Multiply that with my 4,000 of MLT shares, that will give me $86.44 from MLT dividends. So for September, I received a total number of $404.61 of dividends. And if we add the August and the September up together, the total 3Q21 dividends I will get is this number, $545.31. Which means out of my 50,000 SGD REIT portfolio, this is my yield. I just take the total number of dividends that I receive, which is $545, divided by 50,000 Singapore dollars, and this is my percentage yield, which is 1.09%. And that is for one quarter. So now what I want to do is to do a YTD year-to-date calculation of my dividend yield as well as my dividend returns. In my earlier first half 2021 dividend video, I received $391 in my first quarter and $472 in my second quarter, which sums up to a total of $864 in the total first half of the year. So my average 6 months yield, if I adjusted for my additions of the MIT shares that I did in my first half of the year, with the calculation it will come up to 2.04%, which I already explained earlier. And now if I were to add that 1.09%, which is my 3Q21 yield, to my current half year yield of 2.04, I'll get a total of 3.13% for 9 months. Okay, and I must stress again, this is just estimated, this is not the actual calculation because of the complicated math behind it. I don't want to bore you all, but just take it as 3.13% over 9 months. So if we extrapolate this over 12 months, I just need to take 3.13 divide by 9 months and then multiply by 12 months, I'll get my estimated 12 months yield to be 4.17% dividend yield, which is not too bad for REITs because we are expecting a yield between 4% to 5%, and because my portfolio is mainly quite defensive, that means I don't have these shopping malls or tourism and hospitality REITs, right, which are more high risk that they give higher returns. And since my portfolio of REITs is really quite defensive, that's why a low 4% is kind of expected. Of course, if you think a low 4% annual return is too low for you, you can always go for high risk, high return stocks, especially in the US market. But for now, I think a 50k portfolio is kind of comfortable for me to add on to my monthly cash flow in the form of dividends so that I can pay for my usual expenses. So I hope that through my sharing, you can learn something new about REITs, or if you are just busybody to look at other people's portfolio, you're welcome here too. But if you haven't signed up for your new Tiger Brokers or MooMoo Brokers app to get that free Apple stock, then what are you waiting for? I don't know. Hurry up and use my referral link down below to get your one free Apple stock. And with that, I hope this video has brought value to your life. So please like the video at the bottom and share it to your friends or families, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Head over to our Telegram community group right here at this link where we discuss more about these topics. My name is Christopher. This is Honey Money SG, steering young adults to financial independence.